Alright, so for these next few tasks, we're now going to continue writing expressions, but now they're going to actually be real world expressions that we have to use. So the first part of this is we need to talk about how to make our variables very specific. So for the first page of this task, it says to read the variables below and improve the description given, making it more specific. So I'm going to do 2 of these, and then you can go ahead and do the others. So the first one, if we just have our variable be Joshua's speed and the variable's J, an incomplete description is just to let J equal Joshua's speed, because we don't know what that speed is. We don't know if it's miles per hour or kilometers per hour or feet per second, different things like that. So let's make this a little bit more specific. We're going to write let J equal, and we'll keep the first part, Joshua's speed, but we're going to add a more descriptive detail here. We're going to say Joshua's speed in, let's pretend he's driving a car, so that most of the time is in miles per hour. That makes it much more specific. Now our next one that I'm going to do, the next one that's starred on your task, is Carolyn's CDs. So an incomplete description is just to let K equals Carolyn's CDs. To make it just a little bit more specific, we're going to write let K equal the number of CDs Carolyn owns. Because now we know specifically that we are looking at the number of CDs Carolyn owns. We're not looking at how many CDs she looked at a store, or we're not saying how many CDs she borrowed from a friend. We know specifically what we are looking for in that situation. Alright, so go ahead and finish the rest of the problems on the first page, and then you can start the next part of this video where I go over the second part of this task. Okay, so now you practiced how to make your variables more specific, so now let's actually get into some real-world problems and actually write and evaluate some of those expressions. So for these problems, it says to read each story problem, you have to identify the unknown quantity and write an addition or subtraction expression that is described, and finally evaluate, which is just another way of saying solve, your expression using the information given in column 4. So our story problem, and you'll notice all of this is filled out already on the task. I'm just going to go through what you need to fill out for the other problems. It says Greg has $2 more than his brother Jeff. Already, I'm going to circle that word more, because that already is going to tell me that this is going to be an addition expression. So using what we've already practiced in our previous tasks will already identify that. So the first thing is to describe our variable. So if we're going to let K equal, might actually be let J equal on your paper, so I don't know why I made it a K, but let's let our variable be the amount of money Jeff has in dollars. So that's going to be our variable, is the amount of money Jeff has in dollars. Our expression, and again I'm going to go back to using J. Our expression is that it's always going to, Jeff is always going to have the amount of money Jeff has plus $2 more. So now it says to evaluate the expression if Jeff has $12. So now to show that work, I'm just going to start with my expression, J plus 2. They are now telling me that Jeff has $12. So all I'm going to do is substitute in 12 for my variable J, because Jeff has $12, I'm going to rewrite this. Now I simply evaluate or solve this expression. 12 plus 2 is simply 14. So I will type a sentence that Greg has $14. And that would be our answer for that problem. Alright, the rest of the problems are very similar to this, so look back at this if you need some more help, and then submit the task when you're done. Alright, thanks.